Welcome back to Chaos and Carry-Ons, the podcast where we talk about travel, Disney, parenting chaos, and why we keep choosing chaos on purpose. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Shelby. Well, because we love it, that's why. And because apparently nothing says relaxing vacation like packing a stroller, diapers, bottles, snacks, and your own emotional support coffee.
Today's episode is all about taking babies to Disney World. Yes, babies. Tiny humans who don't know who Mickey is, but are still somehow magical to travel with.
And we're not talking theory. We've been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Yes, I took my babies to Disney at 4 months old, 18 months old, and my youngest went on his very first birthday.
We took Taylee 1 month before she turned 1. So if you're listening to this thinking, is this unhinged? We're here to say yes, but also totally doable.
Yes, so this is basically your taking your baby on their first Disney trip survival guide with honesty, tips, and a little sleep-deprived wisdom.
Join the journey, come inside.
Let's start with the big question everyone asks. Why would you take a baby to Disney if they're never going to remember this?
Because you will remember it. And also because Disney with a baby is honestly a totally different experience. It's like going again for the very first time yourself.
It's slower, it's sweeter, it's less about ride counts and more about moments. Nothing beats sitting on a bench rocking your baby to sleep in Magic Kingdom. It just is its own magic.
Yes, and let's be real. Disney does babies really well.
So here are some of my pros to taking a baby to Disney. The first is that babies under 3 are free. So as long as your check-in, keyword check-in day is before they turn 3, they're free. Rider switch is elite parenting magic. So you still can ride the roller coasters. You can ride the things that they're not tall enough for, so you can still enjoy it. Cast members love babies and are so kind. Baby care centers are actual oasis. All 4 parks have them, and I'm just going to say that was my favorite part of taking her when she was a baby. You're also forced to slow down, which is kind of nice. It's not as rush, go, go, go like a normal park experience would be. One of my favorite things, I did this with Taylee and I also book it for my clients too, is the first haircut package at the Harmony Barbershop on Main Street in Magic Kingdom. They have a package, I want to say it's around $30 to $40. They do their first haircut in there. You get to save the hair for the baby book if that's what you want to do. They give them a pair of Mickey ears that says my first haircut. You don't even have to be a Disney dork for it to be magical like it was for me. It was so cool, but they are so good with the kids. Now, Taylee didn't have a ton of hair to cut, but I was holding out for her first haircut being at Disney, so I went for it. She has like tiny little twigs in this little bag in her baby book, but her first haircut was in Magic Kingdom, which is very cool. People expect to hear babies and kids crying at Disney. No stressing if your baby is disturbing others because they're everywhere. Babies at Disney are like little celebrities. Everybody stops to wave at them.
Okay, so now let's be honest about the cons. The first thing that you're going to immediately think of is you have to pack like you're moving in if you have a baby. There's a lot of stuff that comes with having a baby. Nap schedules are going to rule your day. Heat plus babies equals character building. Let's just put it that way. I usually do not recommend that people take a baby in the summer heat. That's going to be a recipe for a disaster. Sometimes you need to do a lot of laundry when you have a baby. Harper, I don't know if anybody else has had a baby like this, but Harper was always having blowouts, and we took her when she was 4 months old. When I told my mother-in-law that we were doing this episode, that's the first thing that she said is, you better talk about how that we were constantly doing laundry in the sink and bathtub.
Poor Harper.
She was having so many blowouts that I don't remember where we got the washing powder from, but we just started doing it like in the bathtub because it got so ridiculous. So that's just a thing that you just have to roll with when you have a baby and you're taking them on a trip. And I should say, and you don't have a washing machine in your room. And most of the time you don't at Disney. You are going to be leaving the park earlier than your friends with older children or if they don't have any children. And that's just how it is. You're usually going back to the room to put your baby down to bed.
But spoiler alert, those friends are as exhausted as you are too.
Yeah. I mean, anybody at Disney is not a relaxing vacation. It can be, but generally it's not.
No.
So let's talk about the difference between taking a baby versus taking a walking toddler, because that's a very big difference. So babies, non-walker babies, they'll nap anywhere. They'll be more content in a stroller. They're not trying to lick every handrail. They're not touching everything. There's way less meltdowns. You know, toddler meltdown is a real thing. So I tell that to people that's like the good thing about taking a baby is they see everything. They're very into just, you know, looking at everything, where a toddler is not that way.
Yeah, and you can still control them too at that age.
Yes, they're staying exactly where you put them. They're not moving from that place.
So the cons to a baby, and I say cons lightly because there's really not very many cons, but just for kicks, here we go. So you've got to deal with bottles, breastfeeding, pumping schedules, diaper changes mid-park, and you're doing all the work. So like you just said, it's not a relaxing vacation. It's definitely not when it comes to this, but I will say those baby care centers are amazing, and they're very clean, they're quiet, they're dark, they're cool in the summer, they're warm in the winter. They have little separate rooms for nursing moms with plugs so you can plug up a pump if you need to. The nicest changing tables that you will ever see ever. And then they also have like a wall of goodies that you can buy if you forgot baby food, socks, pacifiers, bibs, like extra things that you might have lost or forgotten. So there's that. That's not really a con. I'm just throwing that in there. So once the babies start walking, the game changes. Here's the pros to the walkers. They react to characters they recognize, some good, some bad. They clap on rides. They laugh at the shows, and they actually understand some of the magic.
Yes, and then the cons are they want to walk everywhere. So that's where what do they call them? The leashes come in. And they don't understand lines. I've been there with a toddler that did not understand lines. And then they end up melting down because you gave them the wrong snack. It's just toddlers melt down a lot.
Walking toddlers are feral, but magical.
Yes. But let's break down which parks are the most baby friendly, or at least the ones we think are the most baby friendly. Magic Kingdom is really the GOAT for babies. They have the most rides with no height requirement. There's a lot of shade. All of the classic characters are there. It's a very easy park to take it slow.
Magic Kingdom with a baby is elite Disney. Epcot is also one of my favorites for babies because it's great for stroller walks. There's a lot of calm rides there, and it's good for babies who like visuals. There's a lot going on through World Showcase with all the countries and, you know, music, colors, dancing. There's a lot. There's a lot going on at Epcot.
Yes, and there's also a lot of snacks for parents. So culture your children and take them to Epcot. Animal Kingdom is also a really good park because there's a lot of animals. So there's your entertainment. The trails are great for stroller naps.
So Animal Kingdom has less rides, but it's got very chill vibes. The Lion King show is great for babies and parents who need air-conditioned fun. Finding Nemo also has a musical there. I don't love the show as much as Lion King, but we've had very many air-conditioned nursing breaks and naps there. And then we go to Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios, I feel like, is the hardest with babies because it's louder and there's fewer baby-friendly rides.
Yeah, it's still doable, but manage expectations.
So this is everyone's favorite question. What rides can babies actually go on and enjoy? So top baby-approved rides, in my opinion, Magic Kingdom, It's a Small World, obviously, Peter Pan's Flight, Winnie the Pooh, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dumbo, which is the best for toddlers, especially if you can hit it when they have their indoor playground open in the line queue. I don't know if they ever open it anymore. Taylee has played in there several times, but the last few times we've been through there, it's been closed, so I don't know what's up with that.
We did it the last time.
Maybe we're just not timing it right. Under the Sea, The Little Mermaid, and The People Mover, underrated nap ride.
Yes, People Mover naps deserve their own award. So then we're going to go to Epcot and Spaceship Earth. That's a classic with a baby. Living with the Land. the seas with Nemo and Friends, Frozen Ever After. That's good for older babies and toddlers. Everybody knows who Elsa is, right? And then you have Animal Kingdom, which has the Kilimanjaro Safari and the Navi River Journey. I mean, that's a good slow ride for babies, and it's colorful.
It is, and it's dark. I mean, the ride itself is dark. There's lots of colors in the animatronics and stuff, but it's air conditioned. So there you go. We're on a theme here, if you can't tell. So basically, slow, colorful musical rides equals baby gold. We're going to go back to Hollywood Studios for some real talk. Hollywood Studios is louder and it feels busier. There's the least amount of shade here.
If Hollywood Studios is your only park that day, plan around the shows and not the rides.
Shows equal, guess what? Air conditioning plus sitting equals parent win. Also, one of our favorites is the Disney Junior Play and Dance. If you have a baby or toddler, run, do not walk here. It's air conditioned. There's lots of music, characters, wiggle breaks. And what I liked about it is it's characters that they recognize if yours are like mine was and obsessed with Disney Junior.
Yeah. This is where your toddler gets all their energy out and you get to sit down. But I'm warning you, when you get up, it's painful.
It is. It is. Unless you're lucky enough to snag one of the benches along the back wall, you're sitting on the floor. But hey, a seat is a seat.
That's true. At Disney, you could sit anywhere and it's fine. The Frozen sing-along celebration. This is shockingly great for babies because all babies love Elsa and the parents do too. So it's a win all around.
This is not a ride everything twice park with a baby. There are several height requirement rides in Hollywood Studios.
But Shelby, we forgot the very best ride in Hollywood Studios. Do you want to sing it?
Nothing can stop us now. I'll tell you how.
This is, to me, the best ride at Hollywood Studios, hands down for babies and toddlers, because you will be singing it the entire time. And there's no height requirement. It's bright colors. It's a smooth ride. There is one part that kind of jostles you a little bit. Shelby probably knows what I'm talking about. I mean, you can't go to Hollywood Studios and not ride that ride. It's just a classic.
And you will not only be singing the song through the entire Hollywood Studios day, you will sing it through your entire Disney trip. So there's that. Babies are just staring in this ride, though, like, okay, Mickey, I trust you.
Okay, so now let's move to the logistics. Let's start with stroller tips. Bring one that reclines. I feel like that's a given, but hey, maybe this is your first time. So, because they're probably going to take a nap in the stroller. Bring a fan. Use a stroller tag that identifies. It is a sea of strollers. We cannot stress this enough. It will be very hard to find your black stroller. So put something on your stroller that makes it easily identifiable. I'm telling you, I've lost my stroller many times at Disney World.
I also would like to throw in here too that the cast members will move your strollers depending on, as people come and get their strollers, they'll try to consolidate them to smaller areas. So where you park your stroller is not likely going to be where you pick it up. So there's a lot of times that I would throw an air tag in the bottom of mine so I could find it exactly where it was.
Yes, and we've also talked about this on the podcast. Do not overpack the bottom of your basket. It's just when you're having to fold down the stroller to get on the bus, or even just walking through the park and stuff is falling out, just save yourself. Do not overpack the bottom of the basket.
And accept that Disney stroller parking is a scavenger hunt. So the biggest tip, don't overdo it. Rope drop or stay late, but never both. Take midday breaks. Leave when the baby is done, not when you are.
Yes, because Disney with a baby is really not going to be about checking the boxes. This is not a check the boxes trip. It's about making the memories. So don't forget to take all the photos, because your baby's only going on their first Disney trip one time, and you're going to go back to those photos so many times.
So is it exhausting to take a baby to Disney? Yes. Is it magical? Also, yes. I highly recommend anybody take a baby to Disney. I get the let's wait till they're older to make it magical so they'll remember it. I get it. I get where you're coming from, but I don't agree with it. So there's that. Because like Stephanie said at the beginning, they may not remember it, but you will. I feel like the excitement in their eyes, like seeing the castle for the first time, seeing Mickey Mouse, where they've only seen him on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but now they're eating breakfast with him, looking at him. I actually have a picture of Taylee like grabbing his face, and she's like, she just kept rubbing his face because it was like, you're really here, you're not on TV. You don't get that back again. And I'm not saying that it's not as magical as they get older, because it is. Seeing Disney through your kids' eyes, no matter how old they are, is amazing. It's just, you can't go back and relive those first few trips, and everything is so exciting to them at that point. So I can't stress enough, go and take your babies.
Today is actually a very special episode because we're celebrating somebody today.
This episode actually is coming out 2 days after Taylee's birthday. Taylee is turning 8 on January 17th, which feels impossible because she was just a little Disney baby yesterday. But she's going to join us for a quick chit-chat. Okay, Taylee, how does it feel to be 8?
The same that it felt like whenever I turned 7.
What is your favorite thing about birthdays?
Presents.
The presents, not the cake?
I like presents more.
Okay. What is your favorite Disney park?
Magic Kingdom.
And what's your favorite Disney ride?
It's a small world.
What about Soarin'?
No, I'm good. It's not a Magic Kingdom.
Okay. If you could plan your perfect Disney day, what all would we do?
We would stay at the Grand Floridian, and we would wake up and go to 19 Park Fair, and then we would go to Magic Kingdom, ride some rides, eat a pretzel, and have some popcorn and M&Ms, and then we'd go back to the hotel and swim in the pool and then go to bed.
That sounds like a good day. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A gymnastics coach.
What is your favorite thing about traveling?
Seeing new places.
Do you have anything else you want to say for your birthday episode?
No,
Happy birthday.
thank you.
Okay, so now that we've heard from Taylee, now we're going to make Shelby emotional because she's the most emotional person I know besides Derek's mother. You know it's true.
I have reasons to be, okay?
What do you remember most about the day that Taylee was born?
I was induced at 39 weeks, and as everybody, if you've listened to this podcast before, you know we live in the South, and snow and ice here usually happens once a year, and it's not at all what our northern friends are used to. But we were going to the hospital at midnight, and it came this ice storm, snow, ice, whatever, the day that we're leaving for the hospital that night. The roads were solid ice. We live in a suburb outside of Nashville, and we live maybe 15 minutes outside of town. So where we live is pretty country, hilly, curvy roads that are not frequently traveled in that kind of weather. The roads were a solid sheet of ice. Jordan, if he had ever driven on icy roads, it had been like I could count on one hand, but I don't know up to that point if he had ever even driven on ice before. So we left our house at 10 o'clock. We live about 20 minutes from the hospital on a good normal day. And this day we're allowing 2 hours to get there. And we got there at like 11:55. So that's how long it took us to get there. It was the most terrifying trip of my life. And if I hadn't already been induced, I think I would have been in labor anyways after that. They actually gave me something, or they started to give me something to like bring labor on, but they said I was already in labor anyways. And I think it was because of that. Since she was my first, I thought, and the nurse even kind of told me, just hang out, you're going to be here for a very long time. So from the point of them starting my labor, or where they attempted to try to start it, to the time she was born, it was 4 hours total from beginning to end. So it was a very, very fast labor. And I was very thankful for that because my epidural did not work and it was brutal.
I do remember that. But when we were talking about making this episode and I was thinking about it, I remember like right before you had her, you were like, what, I can't remember exactly how you said, like, I don't know if I can do this. Doesn't everybody have that? I don't know if I can do this. And you're
Oh,
like thinking,
yes.
no, you're doing this.
Well, it was funny because I don't want to get like too graphic because I know men listen to the podcast too. So, anyways, the nurse was in the room with me. I'm 5 centimeters dilated, and she looked at Jordan and she's like, "You better get comfortable, turn on the football game, whatever. Like, basically, you're gonna be here all day long." She was
Yeah.
still in the room, and she stepped beside the bed and she started typing on the computer. She was charting. And mom and my mother-in-law were both in the room. We were all in there, and I was hurting so bad. And the epidural, it didn't work. And then they tried again, and it worked on one side, and then it stopped. And then I had 3 failed epidurals. The nurse is still in there. It's been maybe 5 minutes since she told Jordan this is going to be an all-day thing. And I said, I really feel pressure. Do you care to check me again? And she was just like rolled her eyes. She didn't believe me. And so she checks and she says, "You're complete." And so I looked at mom because my mom had been a mother baby nurse for many years. And so, okay, does that mean like I'm 6 now? I think I was 5.5 before. I was so naive. I'd never had a baby. I didn't know complete meant 10. And mom said, "No, like we're about to have a baby." And so I went from 5.5 centimeters to 10 centimeters within the span of maybe 7 minutes. And I remember looking at her, and then I looked at Jordan's mom, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. No, I cannot do this. And my mom, of course, moms are just like this. And I would be the same way if it was my kid. She was like, "Oh, you're going to do it, and you're going to do it right now."
That sounds just like my mom. When Taylee was born, I don't remember you really having the this is going to slow down our travel mentality, but maybe you did. But do you feel like that you travel this much because she loves it? Or do you think that did you expect her to love it this much? Do you feel like that is what's pushing you to travel so much?
So when I was pregnant with her, a lot of people told me they would make snide remarks of like, haha, enjoy it now because it's going to be over soon. And I don't know, anybody that knows me knows how stubborn I am. And if you tell me I can't do something, it makes me want to do it even more. And it's a personality thing. So people saying that to me, it really bothered me. And I was just like, this is stupid because we love traveling and I didn't see why it would stop. And so that was my goal, was to not stop anything. And I wasn't going to leave her at home with grandparents. We were going to take her and show her as much of the world as we could. So that was really my drive, was people telling me that it was going to end. I just had to prove to people that it was not. It was just one more suitcase to pack. And we started traveling with her. She was 2 months old the first time we went out of town. And her first year, I think she went on maybe 7 vacations.
Mhm.
The only time that it stopped after that was 2020. And then we picked right
Yeah.
back up in 2021. So
It's funny because I'll say I was never the one that was saying enjoy it because, well, we had kids and we were traveling at that point. But
Mhm.
even after Mateo was born and Shelby already had the Hawaii dream, I remember when he was born, Shelby's like, okay, well, he's coming to Hawaii. Like that was never stopping us from the Hawaii trip either. I don't know why people get that mentality that you can't travel. I guess just because it's hard, but
It is hard and it's not relaxing. A
no.
vacation with kids is not a vacation without kids. It's not. It's not even what I would say a vacation. You're just doing everything that you do at home in a different city or a different state or a different country. You're
Yeah.
still changing diapers and cleaning bottles and whatever you're doing. You're just doing it somewhere else. But I think that she loves travel. Well, she was going to love it anyways because Jordan and I both love traveling. So I feel like it's in her blood. She was going to love it. But because we made it a regular thing, I think that made her love it too. If we only went on vacation once every 5 years, she might not love it.
Yeah, it's true. In theme with the Disney episode, or I should say the Disney baby episode, what was your favorite memory of taking her for her first trip?
My Nana was sick pretty much the majority of my life. And she passed away the September before Taylee was born in January. And every time that we went to Disney, I would FaceTime her on It's a Small World because she loved that ride. She took my mom and my uncles when they were kids. I never went to Disney with my Nana as an adult or as a teenager or anything, but she loved It's a Small World. And so I would FaceTime her every time. And it was just like a little joy for her because she wasn't really able to travel later in her life. And so the first time we took Taylee to Disney, and I have a video, I actually just watched it this past week. We got on It's a Small World and the song started playing and she started dancing and clapping and she loved it so much. It was like she was born to be on that ride. And like she just said in her little interview, it is her favorite ride. And I don't know, that was just, one of those God winks, I guess. And that made me so happy. So now we carry on the tradition. And if my mom is not, which she rarely ever is not with us when we go to Disney, but if she's ever not there, It's a Small World is also her favorite ride. So we FaceTime her to just keep it going. But that is probably my favorite memory of taking her as a baby.
Let's end it out with this question. What's something about Taylee that hasn't changed since she was little? It's funny because we were just talking about this today about Mateo and how, about his personality and him coming into his own personality. But I'm a firm believer that by the time that they're 3 years old, they show a lot of the traits that they'll have as they're growing up.
Taylee has a very sweet, meek, kind personality. She is what I tell people, she looks 50-50. She looks just like a mixture of me and Jordan, but she has his personality, thank the Lord. I'm so thankful that she has his personality because she's just go with the flow. And she's been like this. She was the easiest baby. And it was almost like, okay, when is this going to change? Because we didn't really have terrible twos. She wasn't a three-nager. I mean, I just kept waiting for it to change because I felt like it was too good to be true. And the older she gets, the more I can see like that really is her personality. She just is so thoughtful and kind. And I know everybody thinks that their kid is the best. And so every mom listening to this is rolling their eyes. But I really do. I'm so proud of her because she just has the best personality.
I don't think that's true because I have 3 kids and I can tell you 2 of them have been three-nagers for sure. And one of them is in his Sour Patch phase. I'll say that. Shelby knows that it's the absolute truth.
He was a three-nager too.
He was. I said that. Sophia was the one that she was
okay. So you're saying he and Harper were the three-nagers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Sophia was an angel compared to them two. He was terrible. And so was... That's the thing. And let me just say, people say that boys are not sassy. I beg to differ because, Shelby will say that Mateo can give you some looks.
Oh, he definitely can.
He's very... When he's sweet, he's just so sweet. But when he's sour, he's sour. There's no other way to say it.
But he's so cute though, and you just want to squeeze him so hard, and he hates it so much.
I know. But Taylee really is. That's why I always tell Shelby, I'm like, there's no way. This cannot be your only child. You did not have it hard enough. So everybody needs one that you see somebody from across the parking lot and you're like, yeah, I've been there. It's going to get better.
No, and she really is a big reason why we waited so long. We thought no, I think we're one and done because she is just amazing. And then life had other plans, but she is a big reason why we didn't have another kid straight out of the gate because I just know what everybody says about the second kid. The second kid is never like the first, and it scared me so bad. It terrified me.
It would have been like, it's showtime.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
This was a really fun episode to record. I hope that everybody found it informative. This was a top requested subject. I'll say that. I think Shelby felt that way too.
It's been on the list for us since we started the podcast. We just haven't found time to record it yet. And I loved going back down memory lane and reflecting because it feels like it's been so long since I've been in the baby Disney era, and I liked going back and reliving those memories.
Yeah, so thank you so much for listening to Chaos and Carry-Ons. We're going to post some, like she said, memory lane photos of our kids and their first Disney trips. So go and look at our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You'll be able to see some of the memories on there.
Whether you're traveling with babies, toddlers, or big kids, remember the chaos is just part of the magic.
And now, our very special guest is taking us out.
May your flights be on time and your luggage never lost, but if it's not, that's where the fun begins. Bye. Thanks for listening.